platform is at 256. So I'm, a little bit less than 100. Wow, that's pretty good, actually. 256 to 352. Wow, that's good. So that's a jump of 94 high. And then I'm two grids over, which is 256. So that's kind of what I'm playing with now, is the distance versus the height. And then I'm just playing around with that. And I'll show you this other thing that I put in. And Fred just told me about the mass question, Kevin, that it's got to be 9,000.
Oh, really? Okay. I wouldn't expect
Yeah,
it that be that high, but that's good.
yeah. He'll fill us in on that. And so here, I don't know if you can see the grid, but I put in these I just started doing this kind of by accident. And so I think they're kind of cool the way they look. Let me go to Alt E. And let me see if I can jump over there. Where am I? Okay, so
Oh,
I'm
that's great. Just
here.
having the zombies run around while you do. That's great.
Yeah,
Oh boy, they're fast.
Oh,
they are
yeah.
fast. And you know what? It's actually does. It's really kind of funny, but it's like, oh no, don't let me fall. Okay, I'm on this little tower here. That's my reference cube because I never know if I'm in 128 or 64 or where the heck I am.
Ah.
Over to this. Let me see where I can go from here. I think I can get over to the middle guy.
Yeah.
No! Oh no, zombies!
No.
Here's my safe place. That's my safe spot. And then up here, and then I put this kind of shelf thing which runs along the end, around the edges. It's like a little catwalk. You can kind of go along the edge there. Chunk, 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 chunk. And what I was doing, just finished up with last night, was I was gonna see if I could jump up to that one there.
Oh yeah.
Let me look at the height difference, and then we can get out of this. The Alt E. So this guy is, I'm in domains, and I'm looking at, so this is number 18, the second to last that I built. That's at ceiling height of 160. And I don't have, it's an R box, but I don't have a wall texture. And that's why it appears to be kind of a shelf. I also I'll experiment with the floor texture, but I don't have any. And so this one's 160 and this one is 224. So that's a difference. My math is so terrible, like 84.
64.
Like okay, 64. Okay.
No, I just put a number that was close. I
No,
could be wrong.
Close enough. But anyway, I'm gonna just go back, and we'll see if we can jump that. So it's fairly close. It was only 2 grids, so it's 256 apart. I should be able to. Now the other thing I've been experimenting with is whether momentum makes a difference with jumping. At one point I was pretty convinced it didn't, and then I'm pretty convinced it does. So oh yeah, we did it.
Oh, look at that.
Right. Now I don't know if I can get over to that guy. Oh, I think I should be able to. Oh, didn't do it. Zombies!
Run!
Where's my safe then? Where is it? Where'd it go? So anyway, that's what I'm messing around with. Alt. Does anybody want to see anything in particular about this, or I'll just, we can see what else you guys are working on. Tilde, and I can do stop share. Well, it's been fun. I mean, a lot of questions come up as you're working with little things that I wouldn't have thought of. So yeah, it's been fun. and I want to kind of work with getting those platforms. I'm going to put it into more of a castle environment. So what I want to do is go upstairs, and then you ascend some stairways, and then I want to have a portal to go out on the turrets. And so I'm going to put a skybox out there, and then start from there. So Christiane had asked the question about how to make a doorway like that, and Claude said there's a couple different ways. So maybe we could at some point talk a little bit about that. I don't know if anybody else is working with that issue.
I definitely want to make sure that we get Fred's recording for the telly in. I could show something real quick and ask a question, I guess.
Please.
Okay.
You got rid of that pesky black square. The
Yeah,
alien
finally.
invasion.
Finally, yeah. Okay, let's see. All right, oops. All right, okay.
good.
So finally got this going pretty good. I'm really happy
Yay.
about that.
Nice.
And I opened this up, and at first I started maybe to see if I could do this with walls, but this is an R box, and I'm basically going to take this all the way around. So my question is right now, I'm going to basically, when I'm standing on here, like this, I'm going to do hopefully one here, one there, and then one over there. So my question is, if I use, those kind of those fake buildings you can't really go into, are those basically objects that you can move around like any other object? No, they're not objects.
There are boxes
There are boxes. Okay.
with a texture on the front that, simulates a building, and then along the sides of the back you can put brick or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Well, that may be a bit beyond my pay grade at the moment. But anyway, I'll see if I can get, what I just said working, and then I'll figure out, I don't know, just, plants or trees or something out here, just to make it kind of this open area and stuff. And I think once I get these other areas, this is pretty low. I can jump this R box, I would assume, and go into those areas if I want and stuff. So, but anyway, were you about to say something, Fred?
No, I think it's not above your pay grade. That's what I was going to say.
Right.
I think it's just what you've done with those blocks, right? Those are boxes with the texture of a block.
Yeah.
On the front of that, instead of the block, you would choose a building texture.
Okay. Okay.
So it's the same thing you've already done. You just switch out the front texture, the one we're looking at right now, the facade, with a texture that appears to be a building or apartments or
just make it whatever size you want, I guess.
The one thing I would tell you to one thing you need to think about is when you call up the texture, I want to call it a window, but it isn't, but I'm going to call it a window, right? And you look at all the textures you have, right? One thing to pay attention to is in the bottom of that picture, image, graphic, along the bottom, it'll tell you how the size of it, right? Claude has made in the past 128 size building facades, but mostly they're 256.
Okay.
There are some 64s. I don't know what you have. So if the R box, say, is 128, but the texture is 256, it's going to cut it.
Okay. Okay.
It's not going to just fit it into a 128 size. So it's important to know what size the texture is, and most of them are 256.
Okay. Well, I still,
I can
there's at
show
least,
you in the I can show you when we go into one of my places. I'll show you because I've done what you're asking to do, and I'll just show you what it looks like.
okay. Well, there's at least 3 more downloads on Etsy that I haven't done. So I'm gonna download those, see what graphics in there. But if I don't have any buildings, I may eventually ask you for a few or something.
No worries.
Cool.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes.
While you're in there, now you said something at the beginning. So you want to make it so that you can look out and you want to build other one of these.
You want to see my editor?
Yeah, but also, what is your what are you gonna build other skyboxes around it that it's going to teleport to? I just didn't. I was trying to.
Well, no, I mean, like, let's see, maybe, I don't know, that's objects. I don't know, domains will help you get a visual thing.
Okay.
Let's see, it's, okay. See, this is basically just, no name for a ceiling. I don't know how to describe it right now.
Yeah, I mean,
See,
I can see what you're doing in that
mhm.
domain there, but I'm just at the beginning. I thought you said you wanted to make it so that you were seeing other ones or something. I didn't. That's
Yeah,
why.
I'm gonna put like basically this right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put another one here,
Okay.
another one here, and another one
Okay.
here.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna this R box I'm gonna put here and here. And my theory is, I mean, I'm almost positive that I'll be able to jump those R boxes and go into these things once they're there.
Okay, that's what I'm asking about. So that's really interesting.
Yeah,
You can jump the R box.
I would think. Don't you think so, Fred? I should be able to jump that R box, right?
Jump over it, yeah, and go on to the other side of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hopefully
So
eventually
it's like
put
hopping a fence, no? That's what you're thinking.
You're right. So I'll eventually put
Oh,
like buildings all around here, maybe, or some trees or something. So
okay. That's really cool. So you can make that R box of a height that you can jump over it.
right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Should I go? Does that seem the right thing to do?
Yeah, let's make sure we get it recorded this time
Yeah,
today.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's hold on here. I've been obsessing on something else, so I hope my memory of things is clear enough to share what I wanted to show last week. All right, so we'll start here. All right, so I have 2 orbs I want to work with on this. Hold on, Alt D, free the mouse. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm stuck with it here. All right. Did I share sound? Oh, did I share sound? We'll find out in a moment.
I don't hear anything.
We'll find out in a moment. All right, so here's a all right. I'll show you generally what's going on. This stuff you've seen some of this, right? So here, Kevin, others, this flag, which is an object, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is also what we call an OTAG switch. We'll get to that in a minute. So it's an object, but in the top menu, the effect is OTAG switch, but we'll go slowly in a moment. I'm just giving an overview now, and then I'll go more slow and show you what things look like in the editor. So this OTAG switch is set to the fact that you can run into it or you can hit it with a projectile. So I can run into it or I can do this.
Whoa.
Nice.
And it teleports me because I don't like to walk when I'm working and I want to go see what I'm doing. I don't want to walk all the corridors, so I put like a teleport so I could get there quickly without, you know, because even in the digital realms, I'm lazy. So okay, just a room, very unfinished, right? There's another OTAG switch down there, except it's not an OTAG switch, it's a wall tag switch, so it's a W tag switch. We'll get to that too if people want to know. All right, so here's what I'm really playing around with. This is why I may or may not be very informative today, because I'm playing around with something. And I want to show you what I'm playing around with before we get down in. So, okay, I made this little room. I don't like the graphic. It's just sort of a stand-in. And I made a red door and a green door. The red door is not activated. It's just an object. But this is activated again with an O tag switch because that door is an object, right? So doors are just objects that teleport you somewhere with a little effect on them. So watch. I'm going to run into this one to show you how it works. And this is what I'm working on right now. It's a little funky, I know, but I'm just trying to figure out how this effect works. It would be normally snow or rain, but I'm not I'm not trying to pull that off, but this would be, you could see how this, if they weren't both going up and down, it could appear to be snow.
It could almost be like a weird slam effect or something.
Yeah. Right now I'm just learning and it's really difficult. So, and I break it all the time. But yesterday, because I'm really just putting in numbers and seeing what they do, and sometimes they crash the whole thing. So, but at any rate, this is what and I'm stuck here. I don't have a door to get out of here, so I'm going to exit. So this is what I'm working on.
Very cool. That's a neat
Now,
effect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's don't ask me any questions because I couldn't tell you what I'm doing. I'm just changing numbers, changing this, changing that. And I had to write Claude an email and say, all right, I broke the whole damn thing. How do I couldn't even get into the orb. I broke it so badly with pushing in numbers that were not useful. So here we go. Let me get out of this and then I'll show you the tutorial that I built. All right, here we go. And I think it'll answer your question too, which is really nice, Kevin. Oh, wrong button. Okay. So, Kevin, you'll notice this is from last week.
Yeah.
And I think it's what you're asking, right? So these two items are R boxes, right?
Okay.
These two R boxes are bricks on the side, a texture of bricks on the side, and the texture of a business or building on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Now notice too, it's very fortunate that this happened. So Betty Bright texture is, I think, 128.
Right.
So if I had it 256, I would have two Betty Brights, one on top of each other, right? Tiling them. The building next to it is a 256 height texture. So it seems to be an extra story tall, but it's required. I could have cut it at 128 and we just would have not had these apartment windows at the top. It would have just been the storefront. Cool. Here, let me show you what that looks like first. All right, let's get wider. Okay, so like Kevin, it's just simply a skybox, right? Here's a domain. And here are two other domains we'll get to in a moment. Ah, look, it's broken. It's broken. You see that?
Well, I was wondering if it's broken or if
it's not broken.
I was wondering why it even worked.
Well, here, let me fix that because I'm going to be annoyed that it's not straight.
Well,
and that's just going to be fixed very simply. Which wall is it? Let's go down. It's this one. And if I just drag it a little bit here. Oh, interesting. Huh. I bet I moved it. I should make this one maybe down to 32.
I kind of messed up with one of my orbs yesterday, and then I was telling EJ about it. And he didn't even need to know anything more about it. I said, I bet you didn't stay at 128. What did you go down to? 32, 16? And I said, yep. And I said, yeah, that's what I did. And I said, you know, I can only tell you, stick to 128. There's only one reason that isn't true. If you want to put a picture on the wall.
Yep.
So anyway, that was his recommendation to me.
Yeah, don't do it.
Just don't do it. At least, you know, for the time being, because I'm thinking, well, then he volunteered as well. If you need smaller, then you use models.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to waste the group's time by trying to obsess on this little moment. My mouse. There we go. Now it's fixed.
You got it. Yep.
All right. So I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to thank you, Christian, for passing along. Because I go down to 64 and 32 frequently. All right. So, Kevin, here's an art. Let's go back to domains. All right. I wonder if I can even
access and now it looks nice.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. See, here's domain 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an R box. Right?
Right.
Here's the thing that you probably is going to seem confusing because I was fooling around with having the floor height below 0 just for fun.
Okay.
So actually, I didn't tell you the truth. I had my numbers wrong because minus 128 and positive 384 is 512, right?
Okay.
So actually, this texture here is 512, not 256. And this texture is 256, not 128. All right.
Okay. So I want to work in that. I want to work in 0 for now. I would think.
Yeah. Don't do what I did. I'm just making, just having fun, right? So here, let's go to those. All right. Look, the facade of this R box is building 82.
Okay.
Let me open that up so you can see instead of listening to me. Here, look, down here.
Right.
It's a BMP, GFX, whatever, 65. I don't know what that means. Don't ask me. It's just BMP is a kind of image file. But here it is, 256 by 256.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And here's the texture. That's it. That's the illusion.
That's really helpful.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. Let's get out of the editor.
If you have paint.net, which is a free program, and you know what you want to have as a texture on your wall, you can make those things pretty easily yourself. Like if you have a photo of your dog or whatever and you want it on the wall, you can just make a BMP and call it KM dog or one or something.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to go through that illusion again, but there's no flag. There's no object, right? It just appears to be a storefront, right? But watch what happens here. And now I'm inside.
Right.
But I didn't touch
Oh,
anything, right?
Nice.
So I'll
You
show you how
touched
to
the
do
door,
that.
didn't you? Didn't you touch the door?
Nope.
You touched
Well, yeah,
something.
but yeah, I'll show you what I touched. So it's the illusion of touching the door, or the illusion of running into that wall. But what it is, I'll show you what it is actually.
What
So
a minute, what
here,
happened to the windows?
I didn't build the windows. I forgot. Here, there should be windows. And I didn't really like the
Just
window
teasing
textures.
you. It's okay.
No, you should be, because I thought about it. So I didn't like the window textures, so I didn't do it. So, all right. Similarly, like with the green door or the red door, this door is active, and this I do need to touch, right? So watch, I can touch it with my body, or I can touch it with a projectile. Now I'm outside. The problem with the illusion, and I'm not going to show you that this week, I'm not going to show you how to fix this, because the problem is when I exit the building, I'm in the middle of the orb.
Yeah, how come?
Because I need to use something called an O spot, so that I choose where the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
avatar
Okay.
goes to, right? I didn't do it. Instead, what it does, and I'll show you in a moment, it just sets you down in the middle of the domain that you're telling it to take you to, just in the center. When you decide that that's not good enough and you want to go somewhere specific, then you use O spot, but not today, right?
Yeah, okay.
So here we go.
That's definitely for later for me.
Yeah,
Can you-
yeah, it's not important now.
Can
Okay,
you-
so
can
let's
we
see
go,
how
Can you
this
demo
works.
something like really more simple?
No, because that's what today's all about. This is what the boys want to know.
Oh,
So maybe when this is done, I'll try and go quickly, or sufficiently quickly, so we can get to something simpler. But all right, so how did I do that? How is this done? Right, here we go, back into the editor. Okay, where do we begin? Objects. All right, there's the O player. Notice I don't use an O soul. I don't want one. It's not necessary. It's a pain in the ass. So why do it if it's unnecessary, right? So I don't have one. Object 1 is the skybox, right? Claude has a video up on that, so I'm not going to talk about that because it's better to watch it in a video. Object 2, there's at the top O tag switch, or O, this you need to write down, or you want to take a screenshot or whatever, or you just want to wait for the video. O tag, and then SW is short for switch. Eventually, after some time, the logic of Claude and Dick come through. Initially, it just
and you
seems...
place it outside the skybox there? Is that what it is?
No. No, it's inside the domain. See it lit up there? I'll center it and teleport in here.
Oh,
This is-
there, yeah. Okay.
So remember when I said I didn't touch the door? Right? It's invisible, because what do you notice? There's no texture. It's
Right.
invisible.
It's an invisible
It's
object
just-
in front of the door, right?
It's an object in front of the door that doesn't exist, but it has
Right.
the dimensions of something that exists.
Okay.
You change the radius
Right?
of it.
So
Does it affect the sensitivity of it?
you could.
Okay, it does affect the sensitivity of it. Okay.
Yeah, it makes it, it increases the radius. I haven't experimented in that, Kevin, so my answer is more theoretical than full of experience, right? But yes, it seems like that could work. So what's happening here? All right? It's an invisible object. That's it. That has the effect of an O tag switch. So what is a switch? A switch is just a beacon. It calls out into the night. You touch it, you activate it through touch or through projectile, and it calls out 101. No, 1001. Here it is, the tag.
Okay.
So when it's touched or activated with a projectile, I'll repeat myself, 1001.
1001.
Yeah.
Is
And then
that is that how
Go
we are
ahead.
supposed to start with the 1001 tag?
Yeah, that's just how that's how EJ does it, and it was how, yeah. I mean, you could use you could say, my birthday,
My birthday.
0523.
0523.
You could use that tag too. And then if you use a lot of tags, then you need a notebook or a bunch of Post-it notes. I don't know how good your memory is, right? So what does 1001 do? Let's hope I put it on on object number 3.
On this
Oh,
thing,
look.
There's-
It's outside the domain in the void, right? The tag is the tele is in the void, right? And it's tagged with 1001. So it wakes up and it goes, oh my gosh, that's me. Teleport. And you teleport.
Okay, now how did you tell it where to teleport to?
Ah, that's the auxiliary menu. Very good question. Good. Now, auxiliary. This is where, yeah, this is where I break things now, is here, right? So here, it's very simple. This is a very simple thing. So there are two, what would those be called? Windows, mini windows where you can write numbers and names and shit, right? So notice sound 5 is where you put the sound effect that you want to activate along with the teleport. So here is the door sound of the door opening that I found on the internet. I just didn't find the ones that I've kept over the years from earlier Bluelining iterations. There wasn't any that appealed to me. So I went into the internet and I found free places to download sound effects. And I'm trying to imitate Claude and Dick with their way of shortening things. So DR, door, sound, SND02. That's just my way of keeping my mind straight so that it,
Were you there when it was recommended how we would do our own things? Did you get that?
No, I don't know if I was there. What is a thing though in this case?
Like your own graphics or sounds or whatnot. He says if you ever wanted to give your orb to somebody,
Yeah,
it would be
then you have
better
to give
to
them
have
those.
it like all together, and so you could just give people the textures and sounds that you made, which means you put your initials, like for you TF, in front of your own textures. Otherwise, if you have eventually 10,000 textures, you would have to go through each one to try to find it. Anyway,
I remembered that. No, it's good because I remembered that from the old day. I haven't done it with the sounds, but I'm doing it with the textures I make. Because yeah. But that's important to know for the future when we gift these to each other at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So, all right. Sound 5 is where you put the sound effect that you want to be triggered when you enter the space. Leave it blank and you will have, there's no sound and there's no problem. It's okay if it's blank. Doesn't have to be there, right? Now, Christian asked, how do I tell it where to go? I told it in name E. Why? Because that's what it says to do. I don't know what happens if you start putting stuff in these A, B, C, D. I don't know. You can put stuff in there and then find out, but store 1 is where I want it to send it to. So sound and the domain name, the ID name of the domain.
Oh, that was the ID name of the name, not.
So name is the name of the domain that I want to go to when I activate the OTELE. So I'm going to quit OK here. So you've seen this, right? That's it. Now let's go to the domains for a moment. Domain 1 is called home. Domain 8, well, let's go in order. Nothing, nothing, nothing. These aren't named, but domain 3 is store 1.
Can you zoom
That's-
back out of the
I
box?
can't see it. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, that's better.
So this is touched, triggered, activated. It calls out to the OTELE, which is in the void. And the OTELE says, all right, I am told to send it here. Store 1, along with a sound.
cool.
And in the center, because I don't have an O spot, it's just going to drop me in the center of this domain right here.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about that right now. Okay.
No, 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 no. Cool. And
Excellent.
one more thing. So as you see, I make domains and then there's no exits. This one I made an exit for. So here, if we go back to objects and I continue to shuffle through them, so there's a chair, there's a lamp, there's a Egyptian guy. Oh, there's the door. Door interior is the name of it, okay? It's a physical object because it has a texture, detail 29. That's the texture. That's the object. Sorry, not a texture. That's the object. But it is in textures. Texture, detail 29. Tag. When I'm touched, 1002. Yes. And if I did it right, there's the OTELE. There's the directive. I touch the door, it talks to this OTELE sitting in the void, and if we go to auxiliary, right? Door sound 2, the same sound exiting, but now the domain is changed. Home, which is the first large domain.
Oh, I see.
So
Now,
what sound should I play and where do you want me to go?
yeah. And it does the same thing with the room. It puts you in the middle of the thing.
Yes. And to correct that, I would just sneak in an O spot, and I've done it, but I've only done it a few times, so I'm not very confident in anything I'm saying about O spot, so I keep telling you next time. I mean, I've done it, it works, it's a thing. Yeah, maybe it was just a lot of painful errors that I had to go through to get it to work. But yeah. So door sound, home. Cool?
Yep.
That is OTELE and O switch. Now I'm going to, if that's not too much, I would like to show you one more thing along this line. Or is this too much? Is everybody's cup full?
It is.
Just on the OTELE on the tag on the OTELE has to match the tag on the OSW.
Yep,
On the
OTAG switch.
SW. Okay, so those two tags.
Yeah,
have
OTAG
to-
SW.
And then the tele
Yeah.
has all the auxiliary information with where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
And you have
OTAG
two
switch.
too.
Sorry,
You
let me
have-
answer Grant, and then I'll hear you. So the OTAG switch, it simply is an object or invisible, a non-existent object, right? That is triggered. It doesn't do anything. It just takes the object and says, all right, now you're strapped with this direction.
Mm-hmm.
I've made the object not a no-name object, but an OTag switch object, and I've given it a tag. That's all it does. It says, oh, I've been touched, and then my joke about calling out into the wilderness. Elka.
Oh no, I was just asking if you've put 2 teleports here.
No, there are 2 parts to one teleport.
Okay.
An entry and an exit.
Yeah.
Right. So Fred, just to clarify, when you walk up to the storefront, you're teleporting into the store.
That's right.
Okay,
It's a teleport.
okay.
This is
Yeah.
where, if I might freelance a moment, this is where I think it's really fun and ultimate. I think the creativity is just way high because it's a real question. Like, what does it sound like? Or what do I want it to sound like when I go from a door to another domain or from a wall to another domain? What does that sound like? And sound is in film. It's like it's one of the magic tricks of film. It sets so much tone. It's like you're here and you're here. That could be a soundless experience, but what if you add sound to that experience of the player? And what does that sound do to the sensation of the illusion of going from here to here instantaneously? So for me,
audio
the
is
sound
everything.
part is super interesting.
Yeah, that's
Video games
really
do it all
cool.
the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back to D2 or D2R and go on a teleport and go back to town
Yeah.
and ask yourself, what sound did they attach to that teleport? And how does that
Yeah.
how does that shape the way I'm experiencing this moment? So yeah, that to me is like, it's something very simple and easy to overlook, but for me it's like an entire playground. Like, how do I want somebody to enter this space with what sound guiding them through?
Just one quick thing, because I can't visualize it right now. Will you go back to the R boxes with the buildings, I guess the walls, and just show me how you were able to get to make sure the width is 256?
All right.
I can see the ceiling. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mess with this ceiling. It's lazy Fred. Still the snow in the snow, right? I didn't
Okay.
bother to change that. So what's your question? Sorry.
Well, I know how, like, say the texture was 256 high.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I would change the ceiling height to 256 high, but if you go to walls with the R boxes, I can't visualize how to get 256 wide.
You can't.
Does it actually
It's
say?
Just
You
with the grid.
Okay.
So with the grid, if
Oh,
it's set
so
to
make-
128, it's 2 clicks.
2 clicks.
Because
Okay.
128 and 128 is 256. But Kevin, where this here, let me so I don't want to talk about it. Let me show it. It's better. All right, so I'm gonna go to walls and we're gonna show response. Okay, look. See the back texture is brick 13C, right?
Mm-hmm.
The side texture is brick 13C. The front texture is building 03 and then building 13C, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see what that is and why I don't think about this the same way I think about the facades. It's also 256 here.
Okay.
But I don't worry about this because it's built to be a tile. The
Right.
texture itself is worked so it's a tile. So it doesn't matter whether it's 64 by 64 or 1000 something by 1000 something, because the texture itself won't, if it's done properly, and Claude's textures are done very properly, it won't feel it won't feel like there's a bunch of boxes. It'll just cut it and it'll look fine. Right? Even if it's tiled, there are many of them. It looks like one wall, right? Doesn't look like it's a bunch of squares together, right? So it doesn't matter so much whether you use this on a 128 because it's just going to cut it here. and it'll look fine.
Okay.
Did that make sense? I'm sorry, it wasn't, maybe, I don't feel very clear
Well,
on
I just
that.
feel like I'm gonna probably just have to play with it, and if it doesn't look right, either increase it or decrease it or something, I guess.
Yeah. The main issue is with something. Let me go down and show you what I mean by this. So these are all, let's go to the buildings. Oh, did I pass them up? Buildings, building blocks, building. Good. Let's just choose one. There's a building. That'll tile really nice. This one should tile okay, and it's at 256. This one, but that's not really what I want to show you. Let me try another one here. Ah, here we go. If you tile this, it's going to look nutty, right?
Right, right.
So you maybe want to keep this as one panel. So the height is 256, right? And the width, which is your question, is 2 clicks if you're doing the 128 grid.
Okay.
One click,
Okay.
128, second click, 256, and then you'll likely see that it's a square, right?
Oh,
It
okay.
appears to be a square on the editor window.
Okay.
And there are others that are also very similar to this. Like that'll tile well, but this is going to tile for shit.
Right.
But it's 128, right? So that becomes important. Is that clear? Did I do okay?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I understand.
Yep.
Well, can it be tiled, that one there?
Oh yeah, you can tile it. It'll just be nutty. Like it's a matter of whether you want your world to be like, oh my God, I'm in the real world. This guy's amazing. He made such a realistic experience for me. Or do you want to put him in your own world? To hell with realism.
Are you going to use that texture?
I
Tile?
don't know. I haven't had a need yet. Okay,
I have a
cool.
question, Brad. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, go.
cool. OTELE, right? So when you come, you tag to 1002, right? Then it goes to your home, and you cannot fix the location of that
You
entry
can.
point.
You can, but I'm not going to tell you about it because
Oh, I see. Okay,
I
that's a
barely
homework.
understand. But it's an effect. You can make it go within that domain, right? You can make it go where you can land where you want to.
Okay, cool.
It's just another object called an O spot. But we'll worry about that another time because it's a third link in the circuit.
Got it. And one tele cannot be used for entry and exit. You must have two, right?
One to
Okay,
go in and one to get out.
I see.
My F6 button's not working. Any ideas?
Alt F6?
You're
Yeah,
doing
Alt F6.
Alt F6. Do you want to show us?
Okay.
We can just see your email.
It's
Hans.
on the email.
See this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not in the editor yet.
You see the orb?
Nope.
No.
No, you must have shared your desktop or your email because I'm not sure, we're not seeing the orb.
It's good. At least it lets me know that the emails are useful.
Very useful, Grant.
It's a password file.
All right. Oh my God.
I think just stop the share for a
Yeah,
sec.
if you stop sharing, go back in.
Yeah.
Now share screen.
Yeah, and see if it, did you do the Alt D thing? It makes it a little better, but either way.
Is that desktop?
Yeah.
Yep, not the orb.
Okay.
Well, he's going to do this way.
Nice Canadian background.
See it now?
Coming up, it's not here yet.
Black screen right now.
Nothing, eh?
Yeah, if you stop share, and then maybe when you go in, see if you can see if any of those. Now, when you go share screen, see if any of the panels have your orb on it, or
Hit share screen now?
yeah, if you hit share screen, it'll show you some
Oh, okay, I see now.
windows. Yeah,
I wasn't there before.
There you go.
there we go.
Okay.
Oh, no. Exit.
Oops.
Go ahead. Hit exit. Yeah. You didn't open up the orb first, Hans.
Yeah, maybe open the orb.
Okay.
Let us know when it's up and you're inside your orb.
Okay. Maybe because I was in full screen with Zoom. I could have done it. Oh no.
Whoops. Well, it looked like it was there for a second, but then, oh, there you go. Maybe you can.
You see my desktop?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing desktop.
That's not really what we want to do.
Okay. See
All right,
that?
let's try one more time.
Yeah, try that approach.
Keep going?
Keep going for
Go
now,
for
but it's
it.
probably not going to work. But what the hell?
No?
No.
Yeah, that's what happened last time.
Just
Right,
go
so
to
it's
that
the
window.
so the orb is up for you, right?
Yeah. But
Okay, so stop share. Stop share.
Exit. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Without sharing, open the orb up and tell me when you're in the orb.
okay. I'm in the orb.
Okay, hit Alt D
Okay.
and under escape, do you see the tilde key?
Yeah.
Okay, hit tilde.
Yeah.
Is that
I'm out.
free? Does that free your mouse?
Yes.
Okay. Now screen share and find your orb after you hit screen share.
Yes.
Yay, you got it.
All righty. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. All right. Alt E.
Well, if you want to do if you want to check hit Alt F6.
Alt F6. Says press Alt to show or hide media controls. That's what comes up. It says press Alt to show or hide media controls.
Well, no, he wants to hit Alt F6 after he does Alt E, right?
No, Alt F6
Oh.
is separate than Alt E.
Okay.
So just hit Alt E for fun, just for fun. Because I have a feeling this might be one reason it's not working for you. There you go. So Hans, for fun, right?
Yeah.
Go shuffle over to domains.
Okay.
Good. Choose any of those domains. Doesn't matter, any of that one. Good, great. Now, at the ID name, at the bottom of the R box,
Yes.
give it a name, whatever name you care. Doesn't matter. Just something that identifies it. No, not player. Holy
Oh.
shit. Holy shit. You, of the millions of words, you choose that one? All right, cool. Now, Alt S, Alt L, Alt E. Don't forget the enters, for God. All right. Now, at the same time, you can press Alt and hold it down and then press F6.
Nothing.
Nothing. Don't know then.
Can
Did-
you
did
look
you-
up and see if there's a black square above you? Your
Yeah, just about to suggest that.
A black square.
Look up in the sky.
have your character look up in the sky.
Yeah, not you. Sorry. This virtual shit. Nope. He's got the right
Yeah.
engine.
Yeah, he does.
So when you hit Alt and F6 at the same time, nothing happens.
Nothing.
Can you try this experiment for me?
Can
Yeah.
I
Hans?
suggest one thing?
Yeah, go
Am I
first,
hitting-
Graham, please.
Are you on a laptop?
No. No.
Does your keyboard have an FN key at the bottom?
FN?
Yeah. No.
Yes, it does.
Maybe try hitting the FN key. I don't know.
Very sharp, Grant.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
FN?
But then Alt Fn and then F6, right? 3 keys.
Yeah, I only know because it happened to me on my laptop.
should it be
got it.
There you go.
I went
$5,000 for Grant.
Good, I'll take small bills.
Sure.
Ancient coins.
All right, just to finish this off, Hans, you're now in a brand new world that is addictive. Be careful, right?
Okay, I just want to say I went FN and then I held it down and went Alt and then F6 in that order.
Great.
Going Alt, FN, F6 did not work. It's FN, Alt, F6.
Cool.
Just in case someone else has a problem with that.
Make sure you write that down in those precious notes you take so that 10 years from now we'll refer to it and it'll be wrong.
Wrong.
I'm writing it on my forehead.
Don't get a tattoo of this, it'll change. All right, just so you can play for a moment, Hans,
Yeah.
take your mouse and place it over region. Go up higher because this is distorted. So go up, there you go. When it turns yellow, click.
Click right, left.
Yeah, click it, left. Hey, now, you see the name part?
Yeah.
Put the name of the domain that you that you just named, I think you named it Hans, correct?
Yes.
Similarly, the targeting is off. So go up a little bit and then you'll see name. Go into this. There you go. Next to the right of name, put your mouse to the right of name and then there you go.
Oh,
See the
yeah.
little box lighting up?
Yeah.
It's tricky. When you're not in this Alt D thing, it doesn't do this. Now put in Hans.
Won't let me.
Does he have to click
Click.
on it?
Click your mouse.
Click inside the box. There you
There you go. Now Hans. There you go. And click out of the box.
Enter.
Or enter. Yeah, there you go. Now,
Groovy.
I'm not sure which one we're going to look at. We're going to get lucky. We're looking at 3 of the 5. Let's hope you named one of these 3. Ready?
Yeah.
So where it says ceiling color, oh, this is complicated because there are boxes. Go to ceiling color, use seal color, right? And turn it on from no to yes. You're doing it right. Just a little bit more.
Click
Go up,
it and
pull
drag.
up. Click and drag. Alka's correct. There you go. Ah, you're already doing it. We picked it. See the one?
Yeah.
Now you can change the color, red, green, blue. Go ahead.
Click and drag.
There you go. It's becoming blue. There you go. You can play around with the alpha and learn what it does. You can see just visually by changing the alpha what its function is.
Good enough?
You're there. You did
Pretty
it.
cool. Yeah.
And be always, always, always save. Jesus saves, and so should you, Hans. So,
Why did it just change that one square over there?
because you named that one Hans. If you name them
Oh.
all Hans, then you can change all of them at once.
Okay. Okay.
And save now. Make sure it highlights.
If you go over the
No, you
now-
have to go over the now.
Oh, the now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click.
There you
And
go.
as I've said over and over, notice the bottom left, it says saving, RGGL, reg, all that stuff. That means it's been fixed. If you don't get that message, you didn't save.
Okay. Okay.
Yay.
Yay.
What did Jesus say? You said?
Jesus saves, and so should you.
But Maradona scores on the rebound.
That's what he said. Okay.
Beautiful.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks, Teacher Fred, Grant, everyone, Kevin.
Hey, I got a quick one.
Yeah.
I hope it's a quick
Go,
one.
Grant. Oh, yeah, Jazz, you
Go
have
for it,
something
Jazz.
broken that we're supposed to look at.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Give me a sec. Let me just bring it up, right up. I don't like the word broken.
Nobody does.
Are you one of those snowflakes, Jazzwand?
You bet.
Should we find more appropriate language so your feelings aren't touched?
Functionally challenged.
Okay, let me. Okay, Zoom share. Okay, can you see that?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay, I
High
can't.
walls.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly show you what I'm trying to do. So let me just do Alt E. Whoops. So basically it's a circuit. So I'm going from one end all the way around. And now I'm gonna show you what happens as I'm going through. So I'm going through the one side. There's my thing. I'm still going through. It's very simple. And then what happens, I get to a wall there. And then suddenly I'm through the wall. And it's, I can't get back there. Shall I show you?
Where's the there?
Back to where I came from. You see, I came from a corridor, which is.
It all looks the same to me, Jaswant.
Yes, that's why
I don't know. You could be telling me anything.
Okay,
can you show us where that is?
It's
Yeah.
right
Where
here.
are we? Good. Highlight that domain as
Yeah, if you
Claude
can
showed people
highlight
this
that
weekend.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
Teleport in on that. All right. Go to the domain before it and after it. Go back to the domain you were just at. So you do your doors that way. Okay. Jaswant,
Yeah.
go to walls.
yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
I have a theory.
Okay.
Go to the wall that. Oh no, my theory's wrong. Okay, good.
There's that door.
Teleport more in. Go in even deeper.
Zoom.
All right, good. Thank you. All right. What about the one beneath it?
30,
Oh,
31.
no. Do you see how you have a little nub inside on the door above it, directly above it, and you don't seem to have a little nub on that one?
Yeah, so 7 and
Okay.
8 front back is the problem which I had yesterday.
Okay. So what should I change this to 16 and 8? Because I've tried that too.
So what is this domain?
Yeah.
That domain
16.
is
It's
16
16.
and this is 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8.
Oh, if this is
Is there-
8, then this wall. Oh yeah, 8 and 16.
Can I don't know if I'm going to tell you to do something that's illegal,
Okay.
but I'm going to tell you, and don't repeat this. Ready?
Okay.
I want you to delete this wall.
This
Yeah.
the one that's
There are two
highlighted?
walls here. There are two
Okay.
walls
Two
here, aren't there?
walls. There's two walls.
Yeah, you don't need two
Ah.
walls.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Ah,
Okay, I just deleted it.
Good. Now,
Okay,
what's the
now you
front
got
of that
one.
one?
Oh,
Should
it
be
says
what?
16 and -1. So,
Yeah, there you go. There's the bastard.
wow, that was a tricky one. So this one should be 8, or is it the other way
I
around?
think so. I don't remember.
Okay.
So those walls, when those two walls were there, they were on top of each other?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's why I okay. Can I try loading and starting it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
again?
sure.
Sorry, I'm very religious, so I always save it twice.
What does that have to do with religion?
Okay, here we go.
Oh my God, there it is.
Yay.
Wow.
You had two walls, brother.
Two
Oh
walls
my
there.
God. How did you work that out?
Magic.
Remember, I pointed out that you had a little extra nub.
Yes. Okay.
Nubs. You gotta watch the nubs.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's so cool. And now I know why I didn't work. Couldn't
God, none of
work
us
it out,
were
'cause
none of
I
us
was
were even
blaming-
bad except Jaswant, and we have to stay after school.
yeah, lines. I'll go sit in the corner.
Sorry
But
for
yeah,
cutting you off.
I was working 8, 16, 16, 8, and nothing. Oh, that's so cool.
Here's my 32 times table.
But only Jasmine can create a problem. How do you duplicate the wall on top of it?
Yeah,
I must have, when I
hard to
was
screw it.
creating it,
Oh, yeah.
I must have somehow done it twice and not noticed. And so I was just playing with the one wall. But
When they were
but you know what? It's a cool effect.
It
to
can
be
be.
able-
Hold on.
Going to void, you mean?
Don't for a minute think what Jasmine did is wrong. It just didn't work. But that is a way to do something else that I'm going to explore later.
Yeah, yeah. It became almost like a
diode, right?
like
You went
it-
through,
like
but
a
you couldn't get
telly.
back.
It was like
Yeah,
its own
yeah.
teleport.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's super cool when we learn, or I learn, or you learn, or we learn, we all learn. Weird. Sorry. Is that file it away not as a mistake, right, but as an effect. Because you never know when you may say, I want to do. Oh, wait a minute. That thing I did that was supposedly wrong is now maybe the thing that can help me achieve this effect that I'm working on.
Yeah. That's what happened with that walkway thing in the thing. It was actually just a mistake. I forgot to put the wall texture on. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You know this teacher Jaswin from your art classes, right?
We got to start a new class or a new
Learn to
workshop.
what is it? What is it? Learn to work with your
Leave it to
mistakes. What's that
Jaswin.
phrase line? What's that phrase?
Yeah. Controlled chaos, let it go where it goes. But
Orderly chaos.
yeah.
All right, guys.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Great.
All right,
You
thank
guys,
you.
I
Okay,
enjoy
into the
this so
world
much.
of
Thank you.
telly
Thank
and
you. That was a
skyboxes.
cool tricks.
Okay,
Bye.
guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
We all get a star.
Bye-bye.
We all get a star
Bye.
today.
Yes, you do.
Oh, good.
Oh, yay, I'm not getting started.
Bye
Okay.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Gals.
Hold on.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Peace out. Thanks, Fred.